January 21st when police officers responded to the call in the residential area in DeKalb County, Georgia. The witnesses said something about hearing gunshots. When the police arrived at the scene, they found Frederick Roots bleeding on the street from being shot in the face and the leg. In no time, he was pronounced dead at 3 a.m. Detectives who arrived at the scene gathered security videos from the homes in the neighborhood, which showed several cars that were quickly driving away from the crime scene. Also, whoa!
YouTube Town family, what's the biz, man? I hope everybody doing well today. Y'all already know what it is. Positive vibes all days, always. I'm gonna keep repeating it every day, okay? Y'all know I like to send off that positive energy to everybody. I hope everybody doing well today, man. Seriously, y'all already know how we rocking. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, so we about to get right into it. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest content, because you don't want to miss it, okay? Anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town, baby.
From the children's song and dance of a generation, topping the charts, TV deals, to facing life in prison.
That's crazy, because I ain't know nothing about this. I'm not gonna lie.
Or Ricky Hawk, as his classmates knew the 16-year-old, became famous overnight, seemingly. Specifically after one song, Watch Me Whip and Nay Nay. The track is an infectious dance song that was created so people could enjoy some easy dance moves and have fun. People will be dancing and smiling all around the world for the next 30 years whenever my song gets played. In 2015, the track quickly became viral and appeared on major listening platforms like iTunes, YouTube, Vine, and SoundCloud. Soon after, the track reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 6 weeks straight. The single for a while was topping iTunes in 15 countries and on the UK's Shazam chart.
That thing was smashing.
In fact, SILENTÓ got the plaque at a renowned LA Troubadour Club as part of Capitol Records' 3rd annual Capitol Congress event. Moreover, SILENTÓ was nominated for the Choice R&B Hip Hop Song category at the Teen Choice Awards, and he made a few appearances on different live TV shows like Good Morning America and Live
I didn't
with
even
Kelly.
know what he looked like.
It wasn't just the dance moves that brought SILENTÓ the fame and popularity, though. A lot of the thanks goes to the entertainment brand Dance On and the music distribution company TuneCore, which are responsible for the initial buzz around Watch Me. Before the song appeared on Dance On's radars, it reached success on Instagram and Vine, when Camille Moussard, who was head of video at TuneCore, spotted it and brought it to Dance On's attention. It was kind of like putting two ingredients together. One was the dance and the influencers of the dance network, and the other one was a song that everybody was eager to listen to, but they just didn't know about it yet.
She made it happen.
Knowing the moves of the 21st century weren't enough, SILENTÓ worked with Bolo, the producer. He reached out to him on Instagram.
Hey, shout out to Bolo real quick, man. Shout out to Bolo. Straight up. Shout out to Bolo. He got a special place in my heart. Shout out to you, man. Straight up, for real, for real.
Making his case to him, as the latter had some reservations about creating the song, but in the end he agreed. For like 2 months, he kept trying to tell me, hey, I got this song. It's going to be a hit record. And I thought it was the craziest idea. For a hit record, it has to be the perfect song, perfect beat, perfect timing, perfect everything. Plus, having the dance come from Atlanta, which is a very young, dance-oriented city, there were a lot of groups dancing to it online, and it spawned so many videos on these apps. Moreover, the song gave a push to other artists such as Ayo and Teo to release their songs with a similar vibe, although none of them had the same potential to be the next
I don't know who these
craze.
dudes is.
Watch Me was said to have grown on people because of the power of online video platforms, specifically
last two, I ain't
hashtags,
never
Vine,
heard of them.
and Instagram video. While still being in school and getting famous, SILENTÓ said in an interview, after Watch Me blew up, the kids who were always disrespectful to me in school began to show respect and say, what up, to me when I would see them in the halls.
No! Hey! Keep that same energy over there. Oh. Now y'all want to say what up after I blow up. That's crazy. You know how it go though. I hope he stood on business. Talking about something they want to come say.
High school was a blessing since the music kept me focused on working on my craft as an artist, which is what makes me happy. It was a distraction to any negative energy that had come my way. And then continued about important lessons he made while being that famous among his peers. I learned that if you put in the work, believe in yourself, and ignore the noise or pressure to stop doing what you're doing and putting in the work, respect, success, and happiness will come. I always kept that positive mindset and smiled at everyone at school in the hallways, still saying hi to those who doubted me because there's no reason for any hate out there.
Hey, respect.
I want everyone to win and be happy.
Facts.
However,
I like
at the
that
same
attitude.
time, fame at such a young age taught me not to trust anyone. Follow through with my word and live my life the best way I'd want to create.
Hey, and I'm gonna keep it real with that attitude. That's probably why how he got there so quickly. That's the key. That's the key to life, man. Is your attitude. Your mental. Your mindset. That's the key.
Need to keep going through those hurdles and do what you want to do because at the end of the day, you're in control.
Mm-hmm.
While it seems that being successful at a young age can bring a lot of good,
okay, Prince Jackson.
It didn't seem to be all roses and sunshine for SILENTÓ because he went through some struggles with mental health and even took a break from performing and composing to focus more on his mental well-being. In 2017, the chain of legal issues involving SILENTÓ started. The very first episode was when SILENTÓ would not leave the UAE or the United Arab Emirates due to a business dispute. The grounds of the dispute were that SILENTÓ did not show up for the 2 shows that he had to perform at Al Ain and Abu Dhabi on the 18th of February. As the owner of event organizer Mackie Entertainment, Mackie Taj El Sir Abdul Halim said, he didn't show up. I just wanted to get my own money back. I don't want to ruin his reputation. Abdul Halim wanted to recover performance fees, travel, and marketing costs, which were estimated at 300,000 dirhams or $81,500. The court ruling ordered SILENTÓ to pay the said amount of money. On the 20th of February, a travel ban was placed on SILENTÓ, and he was commanded to surrender his passport to the court until the money was paid off. A representative of SILENTÓ in the Middle East, Jenna Kadum, stated that the allegations were in question and in fact the promoter himself was guilty of not living up to his end of the deal. SILENTÓ did not cancel any shows at all. The rapper only learned of the travel ban against him on Wednesday. There was no comment from Jenna on whether SILENTÓ handed in his passport or not. The U.S. Embassy in Abu Dhabi did not comment on the matter either. SILENTÓ became aware of the legal issues early Thursday when he finished his show in a Dubai nightclub. I can't even leave the UAE, but I'm still in the club. In the late hours of Wednesday, SILENTÓ posted a link to his Twitter page encouraging fans to donate to his fundraiser, Free SILENTÓ, so that he could return to America again. After that, in 2020, 2 arrests followed each other. The first one was on August 28th when SILENTÓ was booked in Santa Ana for inflicting corporal injury on a spouse or a cohabitant in a domestic violence incident. He was charged with a felony and posted bond, but was released on the same day. After that, things got a bit weird because the internet, specifically Twitter, suggested that SILENTÓ's girlfriend allegedly leaked very private photos of SILENTÓ's behind that many users found disturbing.
Town family, is that real? Like, is that a real I don't even know. Listen, I don't follow these even this guy. I mean, he was a one-hit wonder. He came and left. I never knew about his legal situations. I never knew anything about any of this I'm hearing right now. Definitely not the leakage, but I know a lot of people out there probably. That's crazy. That's bad business, man. I don't know. That's crazy. Let's
Supposedly,
continue.
after that incident, the very next day, SILENTÓ was wandering the streets wielding a hatchet, and he walked into a random home looking for his girlfriend. Homeowners with their children were present the moment SILENTÓ walked in and were terrified. But one of the homeowners had a gun and was able to stop SILENTÓ. Luckily, nobody was harmed. In a few moments, SILENTÓ's friend came to the house and informed the rapper that he was at the wrong place. So together they took off. But LAPD officers chased SILENTÓ a block from his home, and booked him and charged him with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. He was taken into custody and posted bail of $105,000. In 2 months, SILENTÓ was arrested
10%.
again, but this time it was for speeding in DeKalb County, Georgia. He was pulled over by a police officer at 3 a.m. for driving at 143 miles per hour. From his white BMW, SILENTÓ insisted that he didn't break any laws, and stated that, firstly, he was driving at such a speed because he didn't want to be chased by fans. And second, if there are like 10 cars following me, I can do 143 because I'm not a regular person. And you could go and look on your computer, and it would tell you that. But SILENTÓ was arrested again and held at DeKalb County, where he was informed of several charges and was later released on bond. The charges included speeding, reckless driving, failure to maintain the lane, and improper stopping.
Crazy.
It was January 21st when police officers responded to the call in the residential area in DeKalb County, Georgia. The witnesses said something about hearing gunshots. When the police arrived at the scene, they found Frederick Roots bleeding on the street from being shot in the face and the leg. In no time, he was pronounced dead at 3 a.m. Detectives who arrived at the scene gathered security videos from the homes in the neighborhood, which showed several cars that were quickly driving away from the crime scene. Also, those videos captured at least 1 gunshot. Near the body, detectives found 8 bullet casings. At that moment, it wasn't clear who was the main suspect and what was the motive of the crime. But soon after, police determined that SILENTÓ was a suspect and probably committed the crime.
I think I remember this.
It remained unclear how police
I
found
remember
out
when
that
this
it was
happened,
SILENTÓ.
but
On the police department's Twitter page appeared an announcement. On January 21st, the DeKalb County Police Department investigated Rook's death after he was found shot on Deep Shoals Circle. Hawk is in DeKalb County Jail, charged with murder. After SILENTÓ was arrested, his publicist, Chanel Hudson, published the following statement on his Instagram page. Please send my client SILENTÓ some positive vibration. Over the past several years, Ricky has been suffering immensely from a series of mental health illnesses. He will continue in his efforts of treatment, but we ask in the meantime that the public uplift him and his family in immediate prayer and positive energy. Ricky's a beautiful soul, and we hope that the same people who came up whipping and nay-naying with him continue to support him and be lifted in prayer. God bless. In the post description, she expressed her hopes that this situation would pass, as well as all previous ones. Chanel Hudson asserted that she had a very close relationship with her client, Ricky. She said that she was well aware of his mental health issues, specifically his struggles with anxiety and depression. But to her dissatisfaction, SILENTÓ was not consistent about getting better and resolving those problems. Chanel said that she believed that the case against her client was based on some shaky evidence, and she stated that the justice system would decide SILENTÓ's fate. No matter what his charges are, he's a human being, and it doesn't cost anything to pray for him and his family or send him positive vibrations. I hope people continue to have a little empathy. Hudson added at the time, former legal guardians and Ricky's attorney were assembling his criminal defense team, and the lawyer was constantly in touch with SILENTÓ in jail. Moreover, Chanel Hudson explained that in the last couple of years, presumably from the appearance of the first legal problem, she was trying to humanize SILENTÓ. She said that in May of 2019, she booked him on the daytime talk show The Doctors, where SILENTÓ got the chance to talk extensively about having mental issues. That wasn't a situation where he just showed up and sat down for 30 minutes. He did a psychological evaluation ahead of time. It was a 4 or 5 day process. While being on the show, SILENTÓ explained that he was already born with marijuana, cocaine, and heroin in his system. He mentioned his struggles with anxiety and depression and said that it was highly likely that he was prescribed ADHD medication by mistake. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Chanel also pointed out the fact that Ricky was suffering from depression wasn't based on him being a failure. Quite the opposite, SILENTÓ was traveling around the globe, frequently performing, and making constant appearances on various children's television shows and programs. But when the pandemic took over, SILENTÓ broke to pieces and allegedly attempted suicide at the beginning of 2020. But unfortunately, nobody was really paying too much attention to what was happening to him. And after that suicide attempt, SILENTÓ showed some signs of destructive behavior.
That's a lot of people's situation, and I always speak about that. A lot of people that know me, know what I do for a living. It's such an unfortunate thing that it's always too late, though. You know what I mean? Like you said, and it just seems just like that. Like he just didn't have like the right people around him. Just from hearing he just didn't seem to have the right people around him. And gosh, man.
And was arrested 3 times, each one getting more attention than the last. Despite that, bond on the current case was denied. Chanel Hudson stated that she planned to continue supporting Ricky because he supported her as well when she needed that. I will not turn my back on him. I bet in some way, shape, or form, he's writing about his experience. On February 1st, SILENTÓ was charged with malice murder and felony.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that exact picture right there. Like I remember that going around when he tried to appear like, you know, and he was all dressed up. I think he had glasses on, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see the front, but I remember that. I remember when this happened. I totally forgot about it. Again, I don't follow these guys, especially these new up and coming rappers, the younger ones. So much. I mean, when they make the one hit wonders, there, you hear it, you hear it in the club, you hear whatever you know, you just hear it on you know, here and there, but you know, it ain't probably something that would be personally in my playlist. But man, that's crazy.
Illinois jail on 1 count of murder. At the court hearing on June 9th, the judge looked over his mental health history and stated that he was a danger to society. Prosecutors on the cases stated that Ricky's grandparents wished their grandkid would stay in prison to prevent him from being a threat to himself and other people. And on August 3rd, he was indicted on charges of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm while committing a felony. His trial is yet to begin, and he has not yet taken any guilty plea. But it's one shocking turn of events that the man who created one of the biggest children's songs of the last decade is now facing life in prison at the young age of 24.
That's crazy, man. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, man, it just seemed like he didn't have the right people around him, you know, and you suffering from depression and then you get famous so fast. So let's just say, right, you know, depression is the thing. He's suffering from depression. And you get famous overnight, you know, who knows the story of how they used him or what could have really went on behind the scenes. But, you know, it just seems like he didn't have the right people around him, ultimately, you know. And that's unfortunate. And it makes you wonder, like, what would we have got any more music out of him had that not happened? So was they trying to say that he caught that body? I didn't hear clearly. I seen they said, I think that's what it was. I gotta go back and do some research on that. Cause damn, that's crazy, bruh. I mean, RP to everybody who lost their lives, and man, shout out and hold your head up, boy, cause that's some crazy stuff, man. It's like you on the way to the top, and that's what's crazy about that. Like, that's why I always say it's important to me to work hard, you know, to work easy, because I like to earn everything, you know, and I'm not saying he didn't earn anything, but I'm just even when things happen so fast, I'm kind of like, hold on now. Like, that's the point I'm at right now. Like, when things happen too fast like that, you know, and being famous, you know, just blowing up and becoming famous overnight, man, a lot of people can't handle that. That's a lot of pressure. You know, you got a lot of people sticking their hand out after that. And, man, it's just all type of stuff, you know. But, hey, man, sheesh. Man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Todd-Town, another one. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody, production, you know, the team, everybody that's supporting me. It's always fun, man. I'm always sending out that, hey, man, ain't nothing to it but to do it, like I always say, man. Y'all stay up, man. Stay easy. Stay out the way. Peace. Yeah. Whoa.